Go ahead. Make my day. I'm Anthony.
I'm Joey.
And welcome to another episode of the Nerdy Harry channel. We're going to try something a little different this week. Try doing a little video and let's see what we can get. And maybe instead of audio this time. And let us know what you guys think of it. How you doing this week, Joey?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. A lot of stuff going on this week, I guess, as far as topics. Let's get started off on the big one. Star Wars Rogue One trailer was released.
Came out today.
Yeah, that was pretty... we talked about that before this.
Yeah.
That kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Like I was telling you earlier, I saw just a little 5 or 10 second clip last night, and that's the first I knew about it even coming out. But yeah, this morning when I woke up, it was online. I guess it was on Good Morning America today or something like that. But I enjoyed it. I thought it looked good. I watched it a couple times. Still don't know what the girl's name is. I couldn't really quite catch that. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, that was intriguing that it's actually another female lead.
Female-driven movie.
In a Star Wars movie. But I wonder if, and not hating on Disney here, but it's kind of ironic to me now that Disney's kind of got some say-so in this, that now you are seeing more of a female-led cast. I mean, look at the Disney movies. I mean, look at Frozen. They understand where the money is, you know, so...
Yeah, and they know that guys are going to go watch it because it's just Star Wars. So
you two birds, one stone. I thought it was interesting to see Forrest Whitaker. That was surprising.
I'd known he was going to be in this movie, but I wasn't quite sure what because we haven't heard anything really about this movie. Maybe some of you guys have seen more than we have, but I find that hard to believe with how much me and him read stuff. But maybe if you do, let us know on our Facebook page.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nerdy Harry channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think he may be some type of like an old school stormtrooper or something. Because like I told you, there's a like last night the snippet showed a guy in a black stormtrooper outfit with like a big, shoulder shield, a guard and all that. Well, today with him, when you see his face, it looks like the same outfit just without the helmet. So I'm thinking that may be who he's playing. I just don't know what exactly that is.
I'm intrigued to know, is this going to be like a hour and a half, 2 hour movie like the other movies? Or is this going to be, well, I guess the other movie is more like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Or is this going to be like a little hour and 20-minute movie? Because
I don't know what the running time is going to be, but I anticipate 2 hours. Yeah. I mean, they shot on this movie, I know, for about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, and this is like a sequel to New Hope? A prequel,
It's a prequel to New Hope. It's not really meant to be a prequel of the Star Wars that we know. It's just, it shows you, hey, what was happening with everybody else? What was the rebellion doing?
Yeah.
Before, Luke and Leia and everybody shows up, and Han Solo, in A New Hope. Yeah. And it shows that they were going out still fighting the Empire, And this is basically... the movie about how they get the plans to the Death Star.
Yeah,
they use in A New Hope. And you remember, they say something about how many people died getting those plans. So maybe we'll see those people actually die in this.
Yeah, that was the only reason I knew it was a prequel to A New Hope. Jesse from Countdown to Geek Town had actually messaged me. He had posted something on Facebook, I guess about what it is, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know that. I really did not know that it was a prequel and what was supposed to happen in it. But anyways, it looked really good. I like the trailer, and I guess from what you said, you look like you like it as well.
So. Yeah. I love the AT-AT walkers. They're like on some tropical planet or something. And, and we see them, when you really think about the AT-AT walker, you think of Empire Strikes Back, and you see them in the snow. And, on Hoth. And this, they're on some tropical place. And there's like palm trees.
That was my favorite part of it.
That was my favorite part. And you see 3 or 4 of them sitting there and they're shooting at them. Yeah, I mean, that was cool.
Yeah, and that first person view kind of it was really awesome. So if you haven't seen the trailer, check it out on our Facebook page. Joey had posted that on there today, so appreciate that, Joey. And moving on now. So this week, The Force Awakens was released on Blu-ray DVD. Have you had a chance to get it yet?
Got it yesterday.
I haven't gotten it yet. I don't know why. I mean, all the other movies, well, the 1, 2, and 3, even though they weren't that great, I still had to get them on day one. But this one, I'm like, you know, if I don't get it the day it's released, it's okay.
I haven't watched it yet. I was at Walmart and bought it.
It's convenient, so
it was there. Hey, just to let you guys know, at Walmart right now, and I'm not plugging Walmart for anything, but it is actually $20, $19 and some change for either the DVD only or the Blu-ray DVD HD, HD copy.
No kidding, $20?
It's the same price for either one. So
wow,
don't let that mess with you if you go in there. That's legit. I don't know why they do that, but
wow, that's, you know what? Since we obviously didn't have the show when the movie come out, what did you think of the movie? Just kind of quick, review on what you thought of it.
I enjoyed, Star Wars a lot.
You're a huge Star Wars fan.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
I know there was a lot of hype on this one.
I could talk for hours about Star Wars and about the way that the reason why I like Star Wars is just because there's so many religious and cultural overtones that George Lucas borrows from, and he
can't really lose in that because there's so many things that everybody can relate to.
Exactly, from Christianity to Buddhism. I mean, you name it, it's in these movies, and you don't really think about that. But what is a Jedi Knight? They're a monk.
Yeah,
they're a religious monk because they worship the Force. They try to harness the power of the Force. And in the Force, in their own little way, you could argue is like the power of God in a sense, That's just the long and short of it. But just to let you know, I did like the movie. I've only watched it once. I only went to one time, opening night. I'm going to have to watch it again to see how I really, truly feel about it. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done. JJ did a really great job with it. Like any Abrams movie, I get so excited for J.J. Abrams movies, but then after I watch them and I walk out of the theater, I'm like, okay, so that was like blank movie, whatever, I mean.
Yeah, and what...
He borrows so much from other things, it's like he can't make anything fresh.
Yeah.
And the only thing he's ever made fresh, guys, really is Cloverfield, and that is it.
You know what I felt about this movie? It was forgettable. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. That's not where, I don't even remember anything about that movie. But I walked out of it like, oh, that was a good movie, but the other Star Wars to me is like it blows you out of your seats, and maybe it did for most people that watched it. For me, it was a really good, solid movie. I really enjoyed it. we're definitely gonna buy it. My boys and Nicole and I, we all loved the movie, but it was kind of like, if I see it again, great. If I don't, I still got the other 6, or even the first 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
But, so, moving on. We're going to be talking now, Civil War. Wow, that's, it's getting closer.
I know, who's going to win, the North or the South? Oh, no, you meant Captain America.
Captain America Civil War. I wasn't specific in that, and I got called out, and it duly... Yeah, I should have been called out for that. So
I was hoping he would do this. Actually, I thought about this.
He's been saving that one. So, are you as excited for this as you were for Batman and Superman? Is it anywhere near that excitement?
No, it's not for me. Just because, guys, I know what to expect in this. It's a Marvel movie. I don't mean to sound down about that, but it's a Marvel movie, so it's going to be bubblegummy a little bit. It's going to be a little dark in some places, but at the end of the day, you'll laugh, you'll probably cry, and you'll go watch the next Marvel movie just like I will.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at with Marvel movies now. Is that they're great, kind of like Star Wars. They're great, solid movies, but to this point, Winter Soldier, is the best Marvel movie that's been made because it was different than any other Marvel movie.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It felt totally different. It didn't feel like a superhero movie. It really didn't. How often is it really even Captain America in the movie? You see Steve Rogers through probably at least half, if not a little bit more, of the movie than you do. Even Black Widow, you don't even see her. You don't see their superhero persona. You see who they really are. through half the movie at least, and I think that's kind of cool. But you can't keep doing that, obviously. I mean, it was a good idea and it worked for that movie. This, you got to go back to superhero genre because, I mean, basically, this is superheroes fighting superheroes. So, I mean,
yeah,
and not good or bad. They're all good. Well, they just have different viewpoints.
Right, and the one thing this movie has going for it, with what Winter Soldier had going for it, is the Russo brothers.
Anthony Russo, I don't know what the other brother's name is, but
is it Joe? Maybe
Joe. Yeah, I think it is Joe and Anthony.
Yeah.
I should have known that. Yeah, Joe and Anthony. Hey, we're not brothers, but we'll be making movies one day.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, Joe and Anthony Russo are really good. I'm glad that they've got the Infinity Wars.
Yeah,
I know they're working on it right now, and that'll be jumping the gun to even talk about it right now. But I know they're already working on 1 and 2. And it's exciting to see what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, I think I loved what they did with Winter Soldier. We just happened to watch it the other night. We threw it in and was like, oh, let's watch that. It's been a while. It's kind of leading up to the Civil War. And, man, that movie is just so solid. Robert Redford, you can't go wrong with having Robert Redford in your movie. The movie is just a really, I agree with you. It's my favorite of the Marvel movies as well. And I think you're probably going to see that same consistency in Civil War. You're going to go in the movie, you know what to expect. You're going to get everything you know what you're going to get.
And you're going to love it.
Yeah.
But then when you walk out, you're going, okay, I'm ready for the next one now.
Yeah.
Because they move on and they tie in so well. I mean, I know we don't even talk about this because I know you're not a huge fan of the show, but I was watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the other night, and they literally are already working in Civil War in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I did read that.
Right now.
I read that they're
just one little scene between Coulson and Daisy, and that way, I don't know if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I watch it every week, but they've already started working it in. So that's what they're going to do. Even though the cinematic and the TV universes are kind of starting to split apart, they still are using that outlet. And that's what made Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. good, was Winter Soldier. After Winter Soldier, they started plugging that, changed the whole show. And the show went from being to wow, this is great. And now it gets great ratings. They keep bumping up the budgets for the show. It looks better, special effects wise. The acting and the writing is getting better. They're even getting a spin-off now from it called Marvel's Most Wanted with 2 of the main characters.
Really? See, we tried watching a couple episodes, and I didn't mind them, but I was just like, I don't feel no strong dedication to this.
It's just like I told you. If you can find the time, I know it's on Netflix, get through those first 7, 8, 9 episodes, if it's even that many. Get through. Get to the Winter Soldier stuff, and then the show changes. When Hydra comes about in the show, then the show totally changes. And you're like, wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And I've always said, people say, well, what is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. about? Why is it successful? I've had people ask me that. Why do you like it? If you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, guys, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the glue that holds it all together. I know that's weird, but if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you'll understand. They talk about so many little things, side things at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that has to play a role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that when you go watch the movies, it's great.
Okay, I'll try to make more of a dedication to watch the show. It sounds, I'm trusting you with this.
I'm actually going to get on my soapbox on this one because I do like it that much. I mean, take this for instance, and we'll move on.
No, it's fine.
Before Avengers Age of Ultron came out, the very last episode that week, the Tuesday episode before Friday when Ultron came out, or Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it was.
Match with the storyline or something? Or?
It went right into it. The ending of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. led right into Age of Ultron. I mean, literally was a segue. And it was great. And I was like, that's amazing. I was just watching this Tuesday night, and now they're there. I mean, it's like,
and I paid money to come to the theater to watch this when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s at home. Dang it, darn it. But moving on as well, we're going to talk now about Doctor Strange. Now, you and I both will admit, we're not very familiar with Doctor Strange. Ooh, I know that.
Never was a big fan of Doctor Strange anyway. Yeah. I think this is going to be cool. I'm a huge Cumberbatch fan. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I love him in Sherlock. I liked him as Khan, even though we talked about that last week. And Star Trek, whatever it was, Into Darkness.
Yeah, Into Darkness.
He's a great actor.
By the way, have you seen, before we go any further, have you seen the little thing, I believe, actually Jesse or Eric one posted today on their Facebook page where I guess somebody recorded on their phone or whatever with their camcorder Benedict doing his little jump well, actually, you know, they'll go back and they'll add the special effects, but they've just got this cheesy little jump and they say cut. Well, somebody's taking all these movie scenes now and putting him doing this.
So he's got a gift now. Well, that's funny. And the thing is, from what I've seen, he'll probably love that. He'll probably think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it just because it's a superhero movie, and I love most all superhero movies. I'm still on the fence about him. I've not seen enough. Now, I've not seen any Sherlock.
We're not going to get.
I don't want to get you started.
We're not going to get into that.
I'm sorry I can feel it. I can feel it come off of you right now.
There's a lot of tension right here in this area. He may put something up right here. Hey, actually, when we do this, I want Sherlock right here, right now.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll work that in there. I'm looking forward to the movie though because I've watched the Doctor Strange, the Marvel movie, I guess cartoon thing that's always on Netflix. We actually had bought the little Walmart plug where they have the 8 Marvel movies for like $12.96 or something like that at Walmart.com. Always the low price, always. But it was pretty good, and so I thought, well, I'll be patient with the movie and see how it goes. But the trailer will be released next week on Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's kind of
he does a lot of stuff, and I hope he does a thing like he did with Batman and Superman, where they maybe do a little skit.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, where he's like, hey, you're Dr. Stephen Strange.
Yeah.
You know, you did my brain surgery.
That would be great if they did like a little skit, like a little brain surgery. Knowing Jimmy and them, they're probably far ahead of us on that.
Oh, I'm sure they did that weeks ago probably.
Already. But, okay, so also want to talk about, oh gosh, we've had this conversation on the phone, but we're now going to bring it to the camera. Superman versus Batman, 81% drop, second week. We kind of mentioned that.
Yeah.
This will be the true calling or not true calling, but the true test for Batman versus Superman. What did you think of that drop?
Well, I wasn't totally surprised. I told you that the other day. I mean, it's not surprising. It's kind of sad, but hey, look, the people who wanted to see the movie saw it in the first week, and there's a few that'll trickle back and go watch it again, and that's cool. And they may wait a few weeks, guys, but hey, I'm gonna put a bright side on it. It's up to almost 700 million worldwide.
Yeah.
Yes, DC and Warner Brothers did say they was going to scale back on some movies, but then today they come out and say, "Oh, we're going to add 2 more."
Yeah, I've seen that. Let's
and
get to
one
that.
This is the speculation. I did put this up, I think, on the page. One is probably more likely 2018, the Batman solo movie, because of it's leaking that Affleck's already made.
Fingers crossed.
That he's already got the script with Jeff Johns and all that. And 2, as they're already thinking that with the buzz around Suicide Squad, they'll definitely need a sequel very fast. And guys, I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about David Ayer and Suicide Squad. It's going to be a monster hit, I think, too. Maybe not a $1 billion movie, but for a movie of that caliber where it's going to be a very small focus group. Not everybody's going to go watch Deadshot and Harley Quinn, but you're going to get a snippet of Ben Affleck and Batman with the Joker, the new Joker, Jared Leto. Mm-hmm. And that's enough, I think, to get people, to get butts in the seats. Yeah. And that's all you got to do.
Yeah, I think, you're talking about the 2 movies. I think it's going to be Batman also. I hope, to goodness, it's not going to be, I know they mentioned in the article that you had posted, possibly a Wonder Woman 2 or something like that.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And I thought, hold on just a second. Superman, and I'm going to go on my Superman rant again, because this is, are you kidding me? You're just going to let this stay solo until maybe 2020 or 2021 even?
And that's why I put the article up, especially for you, because I knew that you would take, a little offense to that.
Yeah.
They did mention that, the guy who wrote that article.
Yeah.
Is that, feels like Superman has just been put on the back burner now.
Yeah, I agree.
Make a Man of Steel 2, or call it whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, I mean, it should be Batman and Superman that year. That's what they should focus on, guys. That's the main characters.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? Do we really need a Cyborg movie? Do we really need a Cyborg movie?
Do we even need an Aquaman and Flash movie?
Do we need an Aquaman and Flash movie? I don't really think so, guys. They're great as TV shows, and I think that would be fine. But, hey, the only Aquaman I know that's going to work, as far as movie-wise, is in Entourage. Yeah. And, unfortunately, Vince is really, he's not a real guy.
There's only one Aquaman. That's James Cameron's Aquaman.
That's right. James Cameron's Aquaman, baby. $1 billion movie.
Vinny, baby, Vinny. Yeah. Of course, Drama's a better actor than Vinny anyways. But, yeah, I just thought that was kind of messed up when I read that about possibly Wonder Woman getting a, like you said, why are you even thinking about doing those other movies? Solidify your DC Trinity, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And then go from there. Then see if you've got this money to put on Flash. And I don't know, DC, you better know what you're doing. I tell you, sometimes you make me crazy.
Well, they're just scared to death that Marvel's so ahead of them. I think they've jumped the gun a little bit too much. But I really think, like you just said, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, that's all you need to worry about on solo movies. Bring the rest of the group in. It's like, does Hawkeye have his own movie? No.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Does Black Widow have her own movie? No. But they work great with great actors as secondary characters.
But the reason it's worked for, like Thor especially, is because that was kind of the start of the superhero push.
Cosmic side.
I mean,
with the Cosmic Cube and yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that.
So we'll see what happens with their two little movies. I'm interested to see with Suicide Squad as well. I've also read, and I'm sure you've read this as well, that they've gone back and filmed.
Yep. Started reshoots.
Some other scenes, I guess, to make it a little more, I guess, lighter.
They've added 2 people to the cast. I think that was for Suicide Squad. It was from one of the superhero movies that's coming out.
Really?
Yeah, they've added some. And maybe it's Captain America: Civil War.
Maybe that's what it is. Something about.
They've added 2 people to the cast, and it comes out next month. I mean, how do you add them to the cast in April?
Would you have to be the editor? Right. Oh, by the way, we've just give you a heads up. I know you've already finished the movie. Let's add 2 more characters. We've already filmed their scenes. Throw them in there. Make it work.
Make it work. They're gonna get 5 minutes of screen time, guys. That's a lot when you're a film editor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can tell you, editing it's my favorite part of doing videos. It's my absolute favorite part. But it is difficult and it is time consuming, and you better have a lot of patience. And so we'll see what happens with that. That kind of rounds up our stories for the week. So let's try something a little different now. You ready? Hold on, guys. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. We're trying something a little different. I wanted to get, just kind of throw random topics and let's just talk about them. I know we did our top stories, or our top stories that we felt were worth talking about. Now I want to kind of just talk about random stuff. And that being said, Back to the Future. Joey, Back to the Future, which obviously number 1 is your favorite, but between 2 and 3, what order would you put Back to the Future?
They're in the correct order. Oh, I love Back to the Future too.
Oh, God.
But now I love 1 the best.
Yeah,
that's because of Huey Lewis. He makes the movie, guys. Huey Lewis made.
Did you just say Huey Lewis made the movie?
You doggone right he did, sir. And I mean that whole.
He had one scene where he's the judge, and he had
about the music.
The theme. Okay,
I'm talking about the music. It was totally different. You're just too darn loud. I'm not talking about that.
That is great. That is great. Of all people, that's getting onto him. Huey Lewis. So you stick with the original order, Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. What do you think? I've done some studying here on. Here's my notes. What do you think you can tell me about Back to the Future that I don't know? That's not on these notes.
I don't know.
Throw something out there.
How long we got?
give me a couple things. Let me see if
who was the original Marty McFly?
Eric Stoltz.
Technically, that's wrong.
Whoa, hold on. Let me see if I can get this though. But C. Thomas Howell was also
he was in the running
cast as Marty, right?
They actually had it, and this is what I've read and I've seen on TV.
Gosh, my shirt.
Michael J. Fox was always the first choice, but he couldn't do it because of family ties. It's a trick question.
Come on, man.
But then after Eric Stoltz, and you know this, after Eric Stoltz shot half the movie, and they came to him and said, "Look, this just isn't working," and he was like, "All right, well, screw you, but yeah, I agree." They still paid him.
Yeah.
He still got paid what he was agreed to.
Yeah, they. I got right here in my notes, and I'm going to refer to notes. So
that's a problem.
But 6 weeks of shooting and $4 million. $4 million for a 1980 something movie. That's kind of,
and nobody even knew it existed
Yeah.
until the 25th anniversary.
yeah, that was
When they released it out to everybody. I've never even seen it, and I was like, and it's so crazy, guys, because it could have worked.
Yeah.
But it's just they said it was a big thing, was just a dynamic between him and Doc. It just didn't work.
Well, I also read that, and also that he took it a different direction. He was more darker with it. And now, is this true? Now, I did not look this up, and you probably know. Is there video? Is there scenes that were ever released with him in the scenes doing the movie?
Oh yeah, there's one scene in particular. Like, okay, so we're gonna play the scene out. You remember the scene in the diner when he comes in and Marty says, "Hey, can I get a tab?" And the guy goes, "Well, you got to order something to get a tab." And he goes, "Well, okay. How about can you got anything without any sugar?" And he's like, "Well, I got." He gives him coffee.
Yeah.
And he throws some change down. The dude takes the change, the quarter or whatever for the coffee. And he's sitting there, and then all of a sudden he looks down to the left.
Hold on. Do it.
Yeah, Biff walks in and he goes, "McFly!" And he turns around, he's like, "Biff," and he looks, and there's his dad. Well, then he does the...
Hold on, we gotta do it. Here it is. Hold on. You gotta get over here and you gotta do the...
Oh, yeah. It's the...
What?
He goes, "You're George."
Sorry, that was acting.
That was acting. But,
Mr. Sandman, bring me a drink. Make her complexion like peaches and cream. Give her 2 lips like roses and clover. Then tell me.
What? My only hope.
Marty, I'm sorry, but the only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
What'd you say?
A bolt of lightning.
yeah, I mean, there's that scene, and I'll post that tonight.
Yeah, okay.
I'll put it on our page. It's on YouTube. And it's the exact same shot
That's crazy.
as it is with Michael J. Fox. I mean, it is the exact same clothes, the exact same look.
Wow.
He did it exactly the same way. Now, I think there is one, too, of them at the mall, the Twin Pines Mall.
Oh, real quick. Twin Pines.
Became One Pines at the end
Because
he knocked one of the trees down. He left the...
On whose farm?
I can't remember what the old man's name is, but yeah.
Old Man Peabody.
Yeah, there you go, Peabody. Yeah. Okay, I can't remember everybody's name, but...
No, it's okay. I was just giving you a head.
But yeah, I didn't do any research, but I'm going off memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, it became the one, and a lot of people don't know that. If you watch the movie, they never caught that.
Yeah, that's
Because actually, at the end of the movie, it's really the One Pine Mall or Lone Pine.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, but at the first movie, it's the Twin Pines Mall.
Yeah, that's
because
it.
of
That's
his farm.
He takes out the one tree when he's leaving
Out of the barn, yeah,
right?
because they think he's an alien. But
Did you know how I believe it was Bob Gale, come up with the story for Back to the Future? It's really cool.
it's something like he was looking through his dad's yearbook
That's
or something
it.
like that, and he thought, man, what would it be like if I went back in time and saw my parents?
Would I be a friend
Yeah,
with my
would I be
dad?
a friend with my dad, and and stuff like that.
Isn't that crazy though? Like,
Yeah,
the guy's just, how creative is that? I mean, you've thought of a cultural classic, a pop culture classic movie, because you were just looking through a yearbook and you thought, I wonder if I'd be friends with my dad. Boom. Back to the Future.
Honestly,
1, 2,
guys,
3.
what else does Bob Gill have to do?
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing.
That's true.
I mean, I'm sure he's dabbled in other things in the entertainment business, but he's not really done a lot of producing or writing on anything else that I'm aware of.
And also Robert Zemeckis on that film with him as well. And Steven Spielberg produced it,
Right?
right?
Well, they were the only ones. They could not get anybody to get this movie.
40 different...
Yes, and finally they talked to Steven Spielberg. Spielberg saw the pitch. They laid it out for him, had it all the drawings and stuff like they do in these movies. They still do that today, guys, by the way. Probably more digital now, but
Oh, yeah.
storyboard. And Steven Spielberg said, "You can't get this movie made." And he called the dude at 20th Century Fox, or was it 20th Century, or no, Universal. At Universal and said, "We're making this movie and I'm producing it. Go ahead and greenlight it." And they spent like 3 or 4 years trying to get it. Of course, back then Zemeckis wasn't a big guy at directing.
Did you hear, which, like I said, obviously I have my notes, the studio tried to change the name from Back to the Future to Spaceman from Pluto.
Yeah, because of the book, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's the George McFly book, you know, Spaceman from Pluto.
And another thing I thought was pretty interesting I'm just going through the stuff here. Disney would not do it because they thought it was too dirty.
Thought it was too dirty because the mom and son sang
Mom and son,
it.
they were like, Marty and his mom are in the car together. And I thought, wow, I guess, you don't think about it when you watch the movie, but you go, man.
My, how things have changed.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting about it, though. Let's see also. In the early drafts, the time machine was an old refrigerator.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Instead of the DeLorean. And they took the refrigerator idea later on. They wanted to put the refrigerator in. Go ahead.
They used it in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that's why he got in the refrigerator.
The movie for which will not be named.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's kind of like Lord Voldemort.
It's pretty bad, yeah. I mean, the whole... nuke the fridge thing is become the new jump the shark.
Let it go.
I know, but it's terrible.
We apologize. Maybe I should edit most of that out right there. And sadly, I think most of us went. Hardcore nerds, we went to the movies to see that, and we were just like, really?
I can't even say on camera, because I respect Anthony and you guys too much, of what I thought after I saw that. The rest of the movie was ruined. Even the Shia LaBeouf monkey swinging scene, that was better than that fridge thing.
Oh, that was my favorite part. I'm just kidding. I'm just
kidding.
The Nerdy Harry channel is officially over.
It's over.
Okay, so can you give me two actors that I know one for sure got his start in the movie, but a second one who was very young in the movie, in 1, 2, or 3, got their starts in the movie? Back to the Futures.
I'll think about that for a second. Wish I got asked that question beforehand.
I don't care to put you on the spot.
Actors who got their start.
I'll give you a hint. This is going to give it away. Biff's gang.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, homeboy.
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane. Yeah. What's the superhero he played?
The Phantom.
The Phantom. Yeah. That's the only movie I ever liked him in.
Oh man, I love Billy Zane. Sniper. I don't even like Titanic's okay. I don't mind. Yeah, I said it. Titanic's not that bad.
Titanic's good, guys. It's good.
Yeah, and so Billy Zane's awesome. He just plays a really good bad guy. But also, the second person, because I won't, give you any more crap for that. Back to the Future 2. There's a kid playing the arcade game, Elijah Wood.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Elijah Wood. Yeah, it's when he does the duck hunt thing.
Yeah, that's it.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, in the cartoon Back to the Future, listen to this. This is pretty cool. Dan Castellaneta did the voice of Doc. Dan, as you also know, does Homer Simpson's voice in The Simpsons. I thought that was pretty cool. In one scene at the beginning of the movie, or the opening clock sequence, one of the clocks has a man hanging off one of the clock hands, just like Doc later on in the movie. That was actually paying some homage to a Harold Lloyd movie, which, by the way, I know most of you will never even remotely try to watch a black and white silent movie. But if you've never seen a Harold Lloyd black and white silent movie, you're really, truly missing comedy. I mean, it is so awesome. Years and years ago, I was probably 18, 19 years old. And I was staying up late, just watching TV, whatever. And AMC or TCM, whatever the ones, was like, we're doing this special for Harold Lloyd. And they had done a Charlie Chaplin thing. It was okay. But Harold Lloyd is, I'm telling you, watch Harold Lloyd the Freshman. If you can find it on the internet, if you see it on TV, Harold Lloyd the Freshman is one of the greatest. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's pure physics. He does all his stunts. He's like a Jackie Chan back then. Like, he does some hardcore stuff. So we went from...
And we'll be right back to the Harold Lloyd on Turner.
And I'll tell you another thing about Harold Lloyd.
This is a really cool thing. I had read an article about Back to the Future back during like November when they did, because I went to like the theater and watched me and my buddy did. We went and watched Back to the Future in the movie theater. I never got to do that. I was 5 or 4 when the original one came out. So
I saw
2 and 3 in the theater, but I never got to see the original one in the theater. So we went and did that. Now they was doing all 3 that night, but I didn't want to sit there for 6 hours and watch Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. I've seen them 100 times and I love them, but I was ready to go do something else.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And the ticket was either from one movie or all the movies, and so whatever. But I read an article that Bob Gale was talking about how at USC Film School there's a professor there, and this is supposedly true, that he will teach for screenwriters. Okay, he teaches a class, like a section on Back to the Future. because he considers it to be the most perfect movie script ever written. Because there's always, and we all know this in movie scripts, it can either work on the weird side, or be way too far-fetched, or it can be way too grounded in reality. But it's hard to get that fine line, and especially a science fiction movie.
Yeah. I think that first one would be Interstellar. Interstellar was one of those movies that tried to...
It tried to do it, and it just couldn't quite do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like Interstellar.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, you're exactly right. It got way too far-fetched.
Too much.
And he teaches it because he says it's the most perfect movie script, in his opinion, that he ever has read or seen play out on film. And I find that just super fascinating. And when you start to think about it, there's a lot of ways that Back to the Future, especially the original one, could go either way. But it always comes right back to the middle and makes perfect sense and doesn't seem too far-fetched. It doesn't seem out there. My parents don't like science fiction. They don't care nothing about that. But I have seen my parents. I've walked into their house, and they'll be watching Back to the Future.
That's cool.
It appeals to everybody.
Yeah, oh, it's classic.
You know, everybody can sit and watch it, and they have fun with it and don't care.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. And one other thing, to top yours, I bet you didn't know that Einstein was supposed to be a chimpanzee. I had no idea. He had no idea. I got him.
I could see
Man,
He made that
he
up,
actually,
right?
no, I swear to you.
No,
I swear.
Well, what if he's a baboon?
Yeah. Orangutan. Like
Orangutan.
All right. So that's all of our random topic for the week. And
What was it? What was the original dog's name? Oh, Copernicus.
Okay, I'm Anthony.
I'm Joey.
And this is our special Nerdy Harry channel. Bet you didn't know Person of the Week. This week we're doing Dolph Lundgren.
Who?
Dolph Lundgren. This guy right here. Go ahead, Anthony. Cue the video.
Now.
I must break you.
All right, that is Dolph Lundgren, a guy from Universal Soldier.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah,
with
yeah.
the ears. He's got.
Yeah, he was He-Man.
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 Masters of the Universe. That movie sucked.
He was, what was his name in Rocky V? Ivan Drago?
Yeah, that's it. And hey, by the way, Punisher.
Yeah, he was the original Punisher.
The original Punisher.
The original Punisher was Dolph Lundgren.
That's
yes.
exactly right. And you know, the thing about it was, he was actually an awesome Punisher. It's just the movie sucked so bad.
Well, the early Marvel movies, like the early Captain America and the early Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
when Stan Lee was the one making those movies, they were terrible.
Right.
But they didn't have the effects to be able to do those movies right.
No, I agree. But anyways, back to Dolph Lundgren. I bet you didn't know. Here's some interesting things about Dolph Lundgren. I bet you didn't know. See, I bet you didn't know that, Joey.
I did not know that, man.
That is some good acting right there. I
Yes.
love that. That is, I like how you pretended like you had no idea.
No idea.
Because he doesn't.
Well-
I'm going to put the rest of the stuff in later.
Yeah, I had no idea, but it was great.
It was brilliant.
Acting!
You brought him into this one too.
You could.
No, it's okay. Cut out. But no, seriously, I love Dolph Lundgren. He is such an underrated actor. Universal Soldier is one of my first cool movies as a kid that I always remember. I was like, man, that movie is so cool. And I actually like Dolph better in that movie. And as a kid, I love Jean-Claude. He was like the man, but Dolph is the man in that movie.
Yeah. You know, he's actually good in the Expendables movies, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good in that. And we were talking earlier about how he's super smart. Yeah, I mean, he's like highly intelligent, smarter than any of us, probably all of us put together. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
that includes the people that are watching this, plus us.
yeah, all three of you, plus, well, maybe if you're just watching Dolph Lundgren one.
That's true. And of course, I went over that on the facts about the guy has chemical engineering degrees, got a scholarship. Obviously, as I mentioned on the video facts, to MIT in Boston. That's sick, man. 7 languages, IQ of 160.
I think he's a professor part-time.
I can't even spell 160.
No, I can't either, yeah.
Is it just 100? Because we're in Tennessee, or is it 100?
It's 160.
160. All right, guys. Anyways, that was our quick Bet You Didn't Know. And Stay tuned for the next one next time. Bye. I told him, I said, let's just wing this goodbye. So this is what we're doing. Okay, so we tried something different this week with the video. Joey's shirt's tripping me out. I can see it right there.
Future shirt.
And we want to apologize. This is not CGI right here.
I bought this at Hot Topics.
This is making me... All right, no, seriously. We hope you guys enjoyed this different version of our podcast. Like I said, we had some video, and hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully you could hear us as well. Joey, how are you?
I'm great, man.
Did you like this episode? Did it go good for you?
It went good. Yeah,
I got you some Back to the Future in there, man.
You did, yeah, you did.
I know.
But everybody likes Back to the Future, don't they? No, I guess not.
Well, no, I think it's one of those movies that kind of
transcends
genres.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah, prep, redneck, goth, Joey, any of those people like Back to the Future movies, and me.
Yeah.
But hairy, homeless-looking guys. But I'm excited. I'm glad we were able to talk about Civil War. I'm not Batman, Superman excited for it. But it's still a superhero movie, and
it's gonna be a great movie.
You can't go wrong with that.
Great
and
movie.
We got to learn more about Dolph Lundgren.
We did learn more about Dolph Lundgren, stuff that I'd never heard of.
Exactly, and see, that's what we do. I burped in the middle, and I burped again. Wow, that's real stuff. You don't get that from all those other big name podcasts.
I did something else that you couldn't.
But you can sure smell. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. I'm Anthony.
Guys.
And he's Joey. Goodbye.
Peace out.